Let's move on, though, into our next topic. And what we are looking at is the Washington Redskins. Did they get the steal of the draft in Derrius Guice? What do you think, Mark? Did they get the steal of the draft in LSU running back Derrius Guice?
I don't want to say it's the steal of the draft
because Josh Rosen's the steal of the draft.
Potentially, I mean, it's a franchise quarterback right there that should have probably gone to the teams ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
He did say 9 mistakes. I love that 9 mistakes.
I hated his comments after that.
I was like, are you going to play inside linebacker? Are you going to play offensive guard? Like, what are you doing here? But anyways.
Did you expect the Denver Broncos to take? Did you expect the Colts? That's where he wanted to go.
Yeah.
He wanted the Colts to take him so he can replace Andrew Luck.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. He's confident.
Or Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. But for Guice, I don't even know what I'm saying. For Guice here.
For Juice.
For my man Juice.
Juice.
I don't necessarily know that I want to call it the steal of the draft, but it definitely is quite a steal for them. It's interesting here because the Washington Redskins, their backfield right now, it is a little crowded, but it's not like this huge mess of, I don't really know who is your running back, or running back by committee is a 5-person job right now, and we got to see who gets cut in practice, in the mini camps. So I think this is going to be great. Is he going to become Marshawn Lynch, which is what people are saying? I think
that's what he even said. He wants to be the next beast mode.
I don't know if I see him being necessarily beast mode, only because I don't think that the Washington Redskins are going to ask him to do that. They're going to, he's got P. Ryan there. He's got Thompson there right now. He's got guys he's going to split a little bit with.
Rob Kelly
as well. What I think is going to be really useful for him is the guy who's going to be that quarterback there now.
Alex Smith.
If it was Kirk Cousins, I don't necessarily know that it's going to matter too much. You're a running back in that case. But Alex Smith loves a running back he can throw the ball to. He is a dink and dunk kind of guy. That is the way the Redskins are moving. So Guice really fits this perfectly. And it's something that is a surprise. I'm sure they were shocked that he was going to be available for them.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they traded up to get him. It's not like, he magically fell. They traded up a little bit.
Well, he fell quite a bit.
Yeah, but they
got
traded
to a point
up
where
to
they
get
were
him.
like, at this point, it's dumb if we don't trade up for him. It's just kind of an idea here that this team, this one player, it doesn't change everything. It doesn't magically make them into contenders for the Super Bowl or anything like that. But it really will round out this team, and it'll give them something they currently don't have.
Does it alone make them a Super Bowl contender? No, it does not. However, the thing I am looking for from Derrius Guice is this is a kid that, think about last year at LSU. Or not last year, 2 years ago. So Leonard Fournette's senior year, or last year at LSU. Leonard Fournette gets injured. Derrius Guice comes in and runs with almost the same ferocity and the same power as Leonard Fournette. That is what you are getting. You're not getting the exact same thing in Leonard Fournette, but you are getting that type of a player. A player that you can say, I am just going to run forward and barrel through that line. Now, is it going to be something where he's the only back? No, you've got Thompson, who's probably like, the way I look at it is Guice is going to be the power back. You've got P. Ryan is going to be kind of I'm going to do more other things than just go right up the middle. Thompson's going to be your receiving back. Like, I had him in fantasy last year, and he was racking up points left and right for being a receiving back.
I really think, though, that Guice is going to take some of that away.
You think so?
I do, because he is a difficult guy to tackle. He's quick, sure, but the reason why he gets some of these beast mode comparisons are not just the size and things like that, but the fact that he is difficult to bring down.
Maybe it's because I just don't see him as that typical, like, I'm going to put him out there and throw the ball to him. It's more times than not, I'm going to hand the ball to him and let him run with a full head of steam right up the middle. Like, to me, I am shocked, absolutely shocked, that teams like, really, the Lions are the biggest team I'm shocked with, because not only did you get the chance to take him in the first round, where it's like, all right, if you didn't want to take him in the first round, I understand because I had him a second-round talent. But then you don't take him with your 43rd
And he's
pick.
exactly what the Lions running back is expected to be, a big bruiser type of guy.
Exactly. And he could pair nicely with a Amir Abdullah with the Detroit Lions, especially if you feel like Ragnow is the guy to help out, because the whole thing that I even asked Brandon leading up into the draft about the Lions was, it's a chicken and the egg scenario. Which sucks more, the running backs or the offensive line? Like, for the Redskins, not just because of Guice, but because of really their first pick and their second pick. So, for the last 2 drafts, I've been saying that the Redskins need to draft a nose tackle. They need to draft a defensive tackle to play in the middle. They didn't do it last year. They didn't do it 2 years ago. This year, although I thought it'd be Vita Vea, they do get that nose tackle in Duron bringing the pain. I think because of that, because of Guice, because of the addition of Alex Smith, this could now be a team that it's like, all right, Jay Gruden, we are giving you more weapons on this team.
Yeah.
Show us that you can coach this team. Show us that you can compete. And don't be surprised if the Redskins make the playoffs this year.
See, that's the tough thing for the Redskins because they are in such a difficult division. First of all, they're just in a difficult conference with the NFC.
And the Giants got better, too.
Giants got better and probably have the better running back.
Eagles are the Super Bowl champions.
Yep, there's no reason why the Eagles are not going to win this division next year. I'm sorry to the rest of the fans out there. The Cowboys are the only ones where you're like, who knows? Because, losing Des Bryant, losing Witten as well. They haven't officially lost him yet, but most likely they will. So that's going to be difficult.
Here's the thing I want to play. It's our favorite game.
All right.
I'll tell you the schedule. I'll tell you the wins and losses. You keep count for me. You ready?
All right.
Game number 1. You're at Arizona. Is Josh Rosen playing this game? Probably not. Redskins get the win in Arizona.
There you go.
Then you're playing the Colts. Is Andrew Luck throwing a real football at this point? I love Shane O'Mac, one of our fans on Twitter, but I will give the Redskins a win 2-0 to start the year. Then you play Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is back, right? They just drafted 2 corners. The Packers are winning this game, no problem, even though it is in Washington, D.C.
2-1.
Then you get an early bye week, so you go 2-1 into the bye. Then you go at New Orleans. Monday Night Football. I'd love to give you a win. I can't. I got to go with Drew Brees. Then the Carolina Panthers. This is a toss-up game to me. I will give them the win right now. However, ask me later, it might be a Panther win. Then Dallas, I'll say you'll split it, so you'll get the home game. The Giants, I'll say you'll split it. They'll take this road game. So that's what?
5-2.
5-2. Atlanta, I'll give it to the Falcons. Tampa Bay, in Tampa Bay, I'm going to give it to the Redskins. Houston, I'll give it to the Redskins. 2 road games, Dallas and Philly. I'm sorry, you're losing both of those games. New York, I said I'd give you the home game, so you'll have that one. Then Jacksonville on the road. If this is at home, I'd give you a fighting chance. Jacksonville with the win. Tennessee on the road, or Jacksonville, I'll give you the loss. Tennessee on the road, I'll give you the win. Philly at home, I'll give you the loss. What did I sit at?
So
because I was not keeping track. As our camera
you had
died,
them at 7-9.
7-9. So you throw a few toss-in games in there, like if they win more of those divisional games. If you, let's say the Jacksonville game, they get a win.
Maybe they're
the
an 8 game. Maybe they're 9-7.
Not going to gangbusters 13 wins on the season, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'd say I'll go 7-9 to 9-7 is what I could see them right now this year.
Yeah.
Which 9-7, that could be a playoff team. Could be a playoff team. Don't
Probably
be surprised.
not in the NFC.
Don't be surprised. True, the NFC is tougher. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if this team shocks some people this year and are at least in that discussion halfway through the year.
I really kind of feel, and we're not at this mode yet.
Like
so
I'm overhyping it?
a little bit, but we're not in this whole prediction mode yet.
No.
Right now. But part of me really feels that come this season with what the Vikings are about to do, and then you look at the Redskins, people are just going to sit there and say, really? You let that guy leave for this one? And I'm okay with Alex Smith. I don't want to call myself an Alex Smith fan.
You're talking about letting Kirk Cousins leave and then getting Alex Smith.
Exactly. I think that this team kind of took a step back in that direction. Then you add some pieces, which I like for sure. I like Guice and things like that, but I don't think any of it's that thing that takes you to that next level. You are in a difficult division, and you took away one of the best parts of your team this year. Part of me feels like people are going to sit there and say, yep, you guys went the wrong way, wrong direction.
I mean, I could see that, but the only way I'm seeing that is, and I know Sean, who part of MVP, is not a huge Alex Smith fan. Am I saying Alex Smith is the best quarterback in the NFL? No, I am not saying that. However, the thing that I think will be the most interesting thing about this Redskin team are the wide receivers. Right now, their starting three are going to be, you'll have Josh Doxson on the left side, Jamison Crowder on the right side, Paul Richardson in your slot. Besides that, yeah, you got Sammy Cobbs, you've got Maurice Harris, you've got Brian Quick. None of these guys, none of the names jump off the page where it's like, oh man, that guy's awesome. It's really those top
Doesn't
three.
matter because you got a great tight end.
You got Jordan Reed and Vernon Davis also. So, I mean, and we know how Alex Smith does like the tight end with how much he matched up with Travis Kelce. So we'll see Jordan Reed there. We'll see if Jordan Reed can be healthy also. The thing that I kind of think about, though, is will the wide receiver core help this team enough? Because this team has everything they need to succeed. They got Daron Payne. They kind of shored up the middle of that line. They got Josh Norman last year. They bring in Orlando Scandrick. They've got Ryan Kerrigan already. They've got pieces on the defense. Their offense, I think the running game is now solid with Derrius Guice. They have a quarterback that they believe in, although I liked Kirk Cousins and thought they probably should have gave him a contract. Will this wide receiver core be good, great, or just pretty okay for the Redskins? That, I think, is the true question for this year.
An additional
Plus their
question,
division, how tough the division is.
An additional question I think is worth asking, even though I don't necessarily know if there's that much to it.
Okay.
Are you in any way, shape, or form concerned about character issues with Guice?
No, not at all.
I'm not really either.
I would say not at all. I think that and of course, I'm not in the combine room. Neither of us are. I think it's a little bit blown a little out of portion. And I know what people are saying, like, oh, character issues. Well, he went to the Redskins. Redskins being Redskins. Kind of like how when, if you watch The Outcast this week, when they made the Baker Mayfield pick, how Kyle said, well, Brown's going to Browns. I don't think I'm taking too much stock into it.
The only thing that worries me about it is
because look at the character issues for Marshawn Lynch and look at how he ran.
It did seem very
questionable.
Not questionable. It seemed like everybody was in on it because there's a lot of teams that needed a running back, and there's running backs that went before him that are not as good as he is. So it seemed to me that almost everybody was in on it. Almost like Laramie Tunsil, and that's a completely different situation because we actually had a picture of him. Almost like that, how everybody was saying no until he got to, what was it, the Dolphins?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes me put a little bit of a pause on it.
My conspiracy theory in that first round was that Josh Allen was going to be a Dolphin.
Could have been.
That was my conspiracy theory, but the thing I related to is one of the things, I can't remember if this was a comment section or on Twitter when we were talking about Orlando Brown. And the comment section, it wasn't a comment section, they said, oh, there's no way that Orlando Brown, it was on our mock draft, no way he goes to the Eagles because the Eagles, one of the coaches chewed him out at the combine. One of the main coaches or the main teams that they referenced when they brought up the Derrius Guice stuff was the Eagles. So the thing I'm looking at is, Guice to the Redskins, you could say, well, the Redskins don't know what they're doing. But look at Orlando Brown. Sean, I'm bringing him in again. He doesn't like Orlando Brown. I like Orlando Brown. I think he's going to be a good offensive tackle. Where did he go? Baltimore Ravens. Do you really think if there was a big chance of like him being lazy or him having issues on the field, off the field, do you think Ozzie Newsome would want to take him with his last draft class?
Probably not.
Probably not. So to me, I'm looking at this Guice situation of, is it Guice? is it Brown or is it just the Eagles coaches are hard asses?
It could just be that the Eagles coaches are dicks,
they're
essentially.
just hard asses. Nicer way of saying it.
The flip side of it, it's Philadelphia. You can get away with saying anything
Brotherly
you want.
love, right?
But the thing about that is, though, that you kind of accidentally make my point when something bad is being saying about one guy.
One team just needs to come out and say it.
But when something bad is coming out about one guy, yeah, but we're willing to take him. You know, with Guice, everybody's avoiding him. Because it's not like there was a million offensive tackles being drafted. You know, for Guice, there was quite a bit of running backs who did not deserve to be taken ahead of him.
And I'll be honest, I criticized the Lions for not taking him. Thing that you brought up about Ragnow. Oh, Bill Belichick liked Ragnow. Patricia likes Ragnow. Oh, well, Derrius Guice, character issues. What would Patricia's probably sitting there going, what would Bill Belichick do?
It's possible.
Belichick would pass on him, so I'm going to pass on him.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at the similarity. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, but Bill Belichick takes an SEC running back. What does Matt Patricia do? I got to take an SEC running back.
Sure. And we might be giving Matt Patricia a little bit more credit in the draft process.
We might
than
be
he gets.
giving him not enough. Like,
well, no, I'm saying that
not
he
credit at all because we're just saying, oh, he's trying to be
No,
Bill
I'm saying
Belichick light.
credit in the sense of he's making the choices. He might have had zero say in this for all we know, but you know, it's a tough thing to know what the actual balance between what the GM says and wants and what the coach says and wants.
You know, it's the one thing I will say. You know who I'm very jealous of from this draft?
Who's that?
Colin Cowherd.
Yeah.
Did you know where he was for the NFL draft
I don't
this
pay
year?
that much attention to where Colin Cowherd is and is not.
I found out today, since I was sick yesterday, I found out today he was in the Chargers war room for the draft.
Well, he is a big Chargers guy.
He got to spend the draft, especially the first round, in the war room. I think that'd be awesome. Could you imagine spending the first round in the Bears war room?
As much as I like to bolt up.
Just being a fly on the wall.
Yeah. You know, the Chargers need all the good love that they can get, all the goodwill.
The good mojo?
I mean, there was what I just saw the story about some guy that refused to call them the LA Chargers and called them the San Diego Chargers, which is hilarious. But yeah, they need all the love they can get, and Cowherd is one of the few guys in big media that really gives love to the Chargers.
Any final?
Besides me,
because you've been bolting up for years, man.
Yeah, I'm the only other guy besides Colin Cowherd who wants to give any respect to the Cardinals.
Any final things
Chargers.
you think we should bring up about Guice and the Redskins?
No, the only thing that I asked you about it, I don't necessarily know that I believe it, but it weighs in my mind a little bit about the potential character issues. But, you know, who knows? We'll see. Time will tell.
Well, and this is where you guys come in. Let us know down below. What do you think of the Guice pickup for the Redskins? Was it the steal of the draft for the Redskins to get Derrius Guice? Let us know what you guys think down below in the comments section.